Hey there! So in the last few weeks, I have completely changed my career, purchased a house, had a few breakdowns, but most importantly, I've given birth and I've become a mother to a couple hundred babies. Babies in the form of plants and plants in the form of vegetables. Vegetables in the form of... Let's just get started. Successful seed starting. Successful seed start.
Successful seed starting.
The sun's out here in San Diego, and so many of my seeds have started germinating. Whether you are in a climate that's sunny and hot enough for seeds to start this time of year, or you're still anticipating the proper start of spring, these are 3 critical tips to getting your garden going.
Getting your garden going.
The best thing about gardening is tinkering and having curiosity and watching the process unfold with patience. That's why one of the most demotivating things in the beginning of gardening or any hobby is to buy up a whole bunch of gear, spend a bunch of money, and then watch all of it collect dust in the corner as you're just way too overwhelmed to get started. In order for us to get started, my first tip is about keeping it simple and keeping it friendly in more ways than one. All right, rule number 1 in setting up your own plant station at home is to always open up a big trash bag so you can have space for dirt and debris fall wherever, and cleanup is minimal. Rule number 2, save up everything you can that's paper, plastic, and is a decent sized vessel. Rule number 3, never upgrade your phone because you gotta save all the money you have to buy seeds and soil. Here I'm using cleaned milk cartons to create seed starting trays. Garden shears are super nice and hefty for the job, but hey, if you only have regular scissors, that would work too. Now that you have several cartons that have had their faces removed, now that you have milk cartons with one of their panels removed, go ahead and take the panels and cut them into thirds. You can start seeds in small pockets of an egg tray or even sprinkle seeds across a big bucket of soil. I've used salsa containers, Starbucks cups, and spinach boxes for my seedlings, and they all work great. My first seed tray was a total fail because I put way too much effort into just 2 or 3 seeds in each pocket. I overwatered, doted on the seeds, and frankly, I didn't increase my odds of success by just planting more seeds. Damn, it would suck to be an only child. If you are using pre-portioned seed trays or the egg carton method, go ahead and put a small pinch of seeds into each pocket. If you're starting seeds in a larger container, you can just sprinkle them throughout the container and see them sprout in a sea of microgreens. How freaking cute is this? I've been learning so much about seeds lately, and this rule is really worth highlighting. The depth at which you should plant a seed is simply twice its width. It's not a lot, so if you have a really fat sugar snap pea that's like 1/4 inch thick, you want to plant that about 1/2 inch deep. Spinach! That's just a spinach seed. For medium-sized seeds, you do not need to go any deeper than like 1/4 inch, and for really tiny seeds, the ones that are like sticking to everything and you lose half of them, I would just sprinkle them on top of soil, pat them down, and then dust a light layer of soil over them. The goal is to just have a veil of soil cover these tiny seeds because that'll give them access to break through the soil and into the sun. I've found this to be really effective for germination in no time. How adorable. Finally, I think it's important to mention that gardening is a patient sport. It's all in your head. I'm a very impatient person. I'm listening to Barack Obama's new book on 1.5 speed. Like, I don't even have time for Obama, y'all. I would have cried if I only planted celery, broccoli, and bell peppers. These are slow to germinate, and even when they do, they're slow to sprout their true leaves. Instead, I did some research into easy plants like radishes and green onion, so I could experience small but early and easy wins. Radishes may not be the most practical food to grow, as many people don't have a use or care for them, but they are super hardy. I can't recommend them enough as starter plants because you can plant radish seeds directly outdoors and they will begin sprouting within 3 days. It's really adorable to witness and keeps up morale as you're waiting on those damn bell peppers. Another method of planting is to directly sow food from the supermarket. Here I have 2 green onions that are just shooting up like crazy. All I had to do was stick their bulbs with the frilly roots into some soil, keep them moist, and the greens just keep coming. Unfortunately, while you're planting multiple seeds in the beginning of spring, you're not really going to harvest anything until 2 or 3 months out. For that reason, introduce something more immediate to your garden, like flowers from a nursery that you simply have to repot into your garden bed. I've selected mainly edible flowers for my garden patch, like pansies, nasturtiums, and violets. They just keep blossoming in the sun and have tons of nodes and flower buds that make the garden come alive visually, while the rest of the seedlings are working hard underground to cultivate their fruits later on. So that's all from me when it comes to starting seeds. Keep it simple and find joy in upcycling. Plant more seeds than instructed, and remember not to smother them in soil, but instead lightly coat them in soil. Oh my gosh, the sun is setting. Create small wins by planting seeds or flowers or saplings from a nursery. Having plants in different stages will make your garden interesting and really come alive. I wonder how this is gonna look. It's really dark. I literally did not turn on the lights. Why didn't I turn on the lights? A couple weeks ago, I planted a few seeds. Now they're all just freeloading. Mothering is so hard. I'm exhausted.